It is time to go back to the wasteland, my friends, because since our last Fallout 5 video a couple months ago, a few things have shifted. Not in the here's a trailer kind of way, not in the release date leaked kind of way, but the landscape around Fallout has completely changed. The TV show exploded. Bethesda's roadmap has become much clearer, and the rumor mill, well, it's spinning up again. Welcome to the channel, everybody. Jimmy or Chaos, and today we are going to cover everything new about Fallout 5, the game that feels like it's a decade off, but I don't think it's that far away, my friends. Make sure you drop a like, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and turn on those notifications. And remember, I read every single comment on every single video. And I know you guys come to really get involved when it comes to anything about Fallout, especially the next mainline entry in this franchise. Today, this is the full follow-up. Deeper. I mean, the setting, the story, the factions, timeline, tech, leaks, speculation, every bit of it. We're going to keep it grounded. No Reddit post, my cousin works at Vault Tech type stuff, but the real signals, the smart speculation here, and the educated guesses. So let's talk about Fallout 5. And real quick, guys, there is a link at the top of the description and the pinned comment if you guys want to join me over on my Let's Play channel. We're building something over there. If you like story-driven cinematic playthroughs with a very chill vibe, I would love for you guys to hang out with me. We're doing God of War 2018 right now, and we are going to kick off Crimson Desert as soon as it launches. The link is at the top of the description. Make sure if you do come over there, you let me know you came from this channel. And who knows, we could be doing some Fallout games very, very soon over there. So now, let's reset the facts. Todd Howard has confirmed Fallout 5 does exist. It's not a maybe. It's on Bethesda's board. He mentioned having a high-level concept in mind for years now, but of course, it comes after Elder Scrolls 6. We know that, right? So the development order is, of course, Elder Scrolls 6, and then on to Fallout 5. I mean, Elder Scrolls, it's deep in development. We also know that. We're going to have a video going up very soon on that one, which means Fallout 5 is still in pre-production or early production phases, but it is being worked on. Now, this is where things get interesting. Bethesda, they're no longer the same company that it was when Fallout 4 launched. They're under Microsoft now. They just had the Fallout TV show become a massive hit. Fallout is hotter right now than it has been in a long time, and that's important because if there was ever a time for Microsoft to gently push Bethesda to accelerate Fallout development, it's now. Nudge, nudge, a little shoulder tap. Come on, guys, we want to go print more money, get Fallout 5 out. And I'm not saying we're getting it early, but I am saying the pressure to capitalize on momentum, I promise you, it's there. Now, let's talk about the setting. Last time we discussed, I think it was New Orleans, Chicago, Texas, Alaska, all the usual suspects. And since then, well, the conversation online has actually leaned heavily towards one specific idea. This is different. And I want to know what you guys think about this. The Gulf Coast. Not just New Orleans, but the entire Gulf region. So Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas coastlines, maybe even parts of Mexico if they stretch it lore-wise. And why? Well, the climate. The climb out and Fallout equals opportunity here. Imagine flooded cities, radiated hurricanes, mutated gators, swamp factions, oil rig settlements, floating vault experiments. I mean, the Creation Engine 2, the upgraded version used in Starfield, it can handle all of these larger environments. It can handle dynamic weather systems, layered vertical spaces. A swamp setting could actually show that tech off. And this is something that people aren't really talking enough about. Fallout 4 and 76, they leaned heavily into Americana, American nostalgia. But the Gulf region, that brings something different. You have music culture, Southern Gothic vibes, you have industrial oil collapses, old military ports. This could be a way to feel fresh while still being American, which is where Fallout has always been so far. And Todd Howard emphasized that Fallout's identity is deeply tied to Americana. So going overseas, we've talked about that a little bit. It's very, very unlikely. I mean, maybe Canada, maybe, since it was annexed in lore, but the core of Fallout, I'm pretty sure, is going to stay in the U.S. Now, let's talk about Chicago, because we talk about Chicago every single time we do a Fallout 5 video. Chicago is interesting, because it already exists in Fallout lore as a major Enclave presence after the events of Fallout 2. There are canon references to Enclave remnants operating out of Chicago. That means you could bring back a real organized high-tech antagonist faction without actually retconning anything in the franchise. And with the TV show reintroducing the Enclave to mainstream audiences, come on, it's a no-brainer. The connection is strong. A Midwest setting also gives you urban ruins, industrial wasteland. You've got the Great Lakes. You could have, dare I say it, you could have naval warfare possibilities. You've got Brotherhood of Steel conflicts, the Enclave resurgence. You got all that storyline And Chicago sits in a perfect geographical position if Bethesda wanted a map that stretches north towards Canada, or even west towards the plain. And now, the big one, which a lot of people, well, there's two big ones I feel that a lot of you gravitated to on the last one, Texas. It's arguably the most versatile option here. I mean, you've got everything. You've got the oil empires, you've got the desert biomes, cowboy-themed raider factions, you got independent city-states, borderline tensions. You even could use the space program remnants from Houston. And here's the key for me. Texas hasn't been deeply explored in canon mainline Fallout at all, which gives Bethesda creative freedom without actually stepping on New Vegas territory. Because let's be honest, if they go back west, they got to be careful here. New Vegas fans, they're very protective. And I get it. A Texas setting gives you that Wild West feel without actually revisiting the Mojave. Yeah, there's a way through that. And then the other big one is Alaska. The Great Trek North, right? The theory from the last video we talked about. I'm still on it. In fact, I've seen more discussion around it lately. Lore-wise, Alaska was one of the final battlegrounds before the bombs dropped. The Anchorage simulation already exists in Fallout 3. So close your eyes and imagine this. Fallout 5 takes place in a southern region, initially at the Gulf Coast or Texas. And midway through the game, you uncover a pre-war contingency plan involving government evacuation routes to Alaska. So we push the final act north. That would allow Bethesda to showcase radically different biomes in one game. We go from swamps, plains, mountains to freaking frozen tundra, and it makes sense. I mean, you got migration, you got survival, you have that idea of chasing the last refuge. This is Fallout tone. It is. I mean, is it likely they build a map that spans half the country? Probably not. Not fully open world, but maybe segmented regional maps. It's possible. Starfield showed they are experimenting with much larger scales now. Now let's talk about the story, right? The tone of this. Fallout 4 had a defined protagonist, had a personal family story. I mean, a lot of fans didn't really love the voice protagonist limitation. Since then, Bethesda has heard that feedback loud and clear. Starfield, they moved away from the voice protagonist. So that tells me that Fallout 5 will likely return to a silent protagonist with much, much deeper dialogue options. And if they're smart, I think they lean more towards the New Vegas style faction death. I do. You got the reputation systems, you have the branching endings, you have the real consequences attached. I mean, Fallout 4's faction system was good, but it didn't feel as reactive or real as New Vegas. It didn't. If Fallout 5 truly wants to feel like an evolution of a game, I think it needs meaningful choice. And then, of course, you got the mechanics, right? Settlement building, it's going to return. There's no way it doesn't, but it does need to be refined. Fallout 4's system was pretty ambitious, but I think we can all agree it was kind of clunky. Fallout 76, they expanded on it with the camp systems. And Fallout 5, I think it's going to combine both of those into something much more seamless. So possibly we could have mobile settlement hubs, maybe faction-driven settlements, dynamic population growth. We could even have raid defense systems that actually matter. And if they lean into survival mechanics more heavily, you can have all kinds of stuff. The sky's the limit. Temperature, weather exposure, food scarcity, radiation storms, all of it could play a part here. It could. Now, the timeline. Where does Fallout 5 actually sit chronologically? I mean, Fallout 4 takes place in 2287. The TV show takes place in 2296. So if Bethesda wants the synergy with the show's popularity, I mean, you set Fallout 5 around or slightly after 2296. That makes perfect sense to me. That gives a lot of room. You've got the Brotherhood still evolving. You've got the Enclave remnants we talked about. We've got all the Vault Tech conspiracies. New factions emerge, right? I mean, if they want to be bold here, they could show the first signs of civilization rebuilding on a larger scale. So it's not just scattered settlements like we've always been accustomed to, but actual real, let's call them proto-cities that are starting to form, which that would also raise the question, what does Fallout look like when the apocalypse actually starts stabilizing? That's an angle they haven't touched, and I know that's kind of like a finalization angle. If you start doing that, then it's not really Fallout anymore, but eventually we have to get there. Now, we got to talk about the new leaks. There hasn't been any credible large-scale leaks about Fallout 5's location. Most of the leaks are either recycled New Orleans trademark speculation from years ago or fan fiction disguised as insider info, but there have been internal talks that Microsoft wants Bethesda's release to tighten up. And that could mean that maybe smaller Fallout projects in between. You get the remasters, the spin-offs. We already know Fallout 3 is coming. I mean, is New Vegas coming? All of that, right? Those are all still floating around, and Microsoft wants to capitalize on the hype that is there. Keep the brand alive with the TV show and other stuff while Fallout 5 cooks. And when cooking, when do you get that release window? let's be realistic here. If Elder Scrolls 6 launches in 2027 or 2028, which we got our fingers crossed, Fallout 5, you're likely looking at 2029 to 2031. And I know I say that and you're like, oh my God, Jimmy, why are we even talking about this? Well, I know it sounds insane, but AAA RPG development cycles, they're massive. The only wild card here is Microsoft resources. If Bethesda scales development teams more aggressively, which Microsoft wants them to do, those timelines could compress down. I mean, I wouldn't personally expect Fallout 5 before the end of the decade, but who knows? So let me know what you guys think. Let's recap it here. Settings: Gulf Coast, New Orleans, Texas, Chicago, Alaska, in-game, right? I mean, the tone, the direction, darker, more faction-heavy, deeper role-playing, and then, of course, the gameplay. You got the expanded survival mechanics. You got the upgraded creation engine 2. You've got larger environmental diversity. This could be something for the record books, honestly. And I'm thinking late 2290s. And I know that's not when it's going to release, haha. I'm thinking release date 2030. So there you go. What do you guys want? Do you want to go to the Gulf Coast? Do you want to go to Chicago, Texas, Alaska? What do you want out of what we've talked about today? I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to go check out the Chaos Let's Play channel. We will be playing Fallout over there sooner or later. I'll see you soon.